Hey folks, Monday, September 22nd, 2025. Today was a dice roll Monday. Lots of stocks to choose from. Remember, if you're going to risk money on the market, make sure you do your due diligence research and study on the simulator. Don't risk any money you cannot afford to lose. So today, we started off the day down $16.22, but we were able to recover on 6 trades. They made $48 for the day, and for the month we're up $355. And we take a look at our winning trades. We're $24 versus minus $4, which is great. BOXl off the open at 631. We're watching it. We didn't feel it was. I thought about taking something there a few minutes before pre-market, but I didn't. And started to look good. So we jumped in with just a starter, 10 shares. It was Monday. We didn't know what to expect. We had a couple of big movers very early at 4 Eastern. And I thought that those moves might have reduced the opportunities in pre-market and at the open. And we had quite a few stocks moving. So we were doing okay here. We got up to our first line, and maybe we should have taken a profit. With only 10 shares, we're sort of expecting more. We're looking for it to move up a little higher. Remember, if you like our videos, like and subscribe. Hit the bell if you want to get notified when we drop new videos. Leave your comments, hates, questions, advice, whatever. It's all welcome. So 7 proved out to be the resistance point here. And it was battling, but we decided to stay with it. We had other stocks that we had looked at, but they just weren't panning out. And here we start heading down. And we lose confidence in it. And we don't see it picking up back up. Perhaps we were in a little early. And yeah, so best to get out. Loss of $10.94, almost $11. And then AGRI was also showing signs of moving up a few points, and our trendy reversal indicator was there saying, hey, this might be a reversal. So we jumped in also with only 10 share starters. There, a lot of these price stocks, from $6 to $9. So every 10 shares, it's going to be like, $100. Yeah, we did see the long tail doji there, but it looked like it had a little bit of strength, so we decided to keep it. Now, we had learned from the first trade, right? We let it get a little too low and lost $10, $11. So here, we're being a little bit more careful, and I don't see AGRI moving up. Now, meanwhile, ARBB, which I checked yesterday, was something to do with Fridays. I had a Friday move, I think, halted up at 9:15. So we were watching that out of the corner of our eye if AGRI didn't pan out. And sure enough, doesn't look like, excuse me, AGRI is going to pan out, so we just flatten out. So now we're down 528 on AGRI. So we're down about over $16 for the day. But we go back to BOXl, and this time it's looking a little better. Even though our trend reversal there is red, I like the fact that it moved up and it went over that reversal point. Try to get in, couldn't. Of course, I had the wrong time of day in force. But we fixed that and we got back in. And volume's looking good. The MACDs are looking good. And now we're over the $7. A little bit of a doji there, but nothing to worry about. I think we're making a new high here over that green bar, over that second green bar at the open. And I like the fact that we begin to see separations on the MACD. And at this point, AGRI is dumping. So we know it's not going to take over. So we figure BOXl is going to be, at least for now, the choice for most traders. And what I start to see here is that this might have an opportunity to hit 8. So, especially on this bar here, so we let it come down a little more and start to go green again. And you see the MACD's flailing towards the top. And yeah, we thought maybe it might flush down. And so we're just being cautious, putting our mouse button on the flatten button to get out in case it does. But then all of a sudden it hits 730, 37. And it looks like it's looking to take off. And we're just waiting for confirmation. We're just waiting for this bar to get hit. There you go. To hit a little higher. And the next bar. Now we're feeling a little comfortable. So it rejected off of that $8. But the numbers are still there. And the reason you saw that screen shake was in between here, I went to look at another stock and I came back. Because it's moving a little slowly, but we're doing well there. So now we think we can maybe hit that $9 or go over that $8.80 mark. And we try to get in. We bought market just so we get filled right away. And of course, that resets our average price. But remember, we were down $11 almost on this stock. So up to this point, we've recouped those $11, and now we're just teetering on breaking even there. Now here I begin to have some doubts as the volume bar goes dark and red, but the MACD down at the bottom, the Zurich MACD is still open, and here we go. Here comes the push up. The volume bars get green again. They get filled. We're over 875 to 884. And then we're just going to hold till the top of that VWAP line. And we're made $47.90 off of that. It shows 36 because we recovered 11. Then we looked at ARBB. I think this one didn't have as much volume. So this one is the one that's coming off of the halt. Comes off the halt. We were a little eager, I think, into thinking that maybe this was the stock. I had looked at this from the pre-market from the very beginning, and I thought it might have a good chance. But and it was moving slow. It halted up, and it looked promising. So we got in there, but we got high. We got filled high at 971. And unfortunately, it didn't have the support to continue higher. So once it drops, we give it a little bit of room to see if it'll pick itself back up. But the volume doesn't come in. And sometimes that happens with these stocks. And that's what I meant by roll dice. You pick one, the behavior is almost the same. The first trade on BOXl, AGRI, and this one are almost exactly the same. We lost about $10. So at this point, we're not going to hold it. So we just flatten out. And this was a loss of $9. And then penny stock starts moving up, RELI. We've seen this from, I think, 2 weeks ago. It starts moving up, and we begin to watch it. And we had looked at it earlier, right up before the open, and we didn't like it because it was doing exactly what is showing there in the higher day. It had a nice green bar, and then it goes up, gets a higher day, and then there's a big red bar coming down. And so we weren't sure as to whether this stock was strong enough. Now, as it turns out, it did hit almost $2, closer to 8 a.m. Pacific. And here, this bar is moving, and it looks exciting, and anybody with FOMO and lack of discipline would want to go in. But I think I've learned my lesson. Hopefully, I've learned my lesson that these bars are dangerous. You jump in at the top, and then it falls, and you lose 5-6 cents right off the top. And now you're behind, and you have to hold it before it goes up. So at this point, we know it's going to go up because the volume is there. The MACDs are pointing outwards. It's just a question of when. So it's got to age. It's got to get nice support. And we have to, on the watch list, we have to have the other stocks drop, not be as active. And that's exactly what we're seeing. So, and the fact that it's a low price stock means it's going to attract, I think, more folks. And that's probably the reason why it moved up. So we're still unsure here. We're up at this point, I think we're up, $22? And we're not going to risk $22. And you see, that's exactly what I'm talking about. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't jump in. I was expecting that big red bar there. And that behavior, I'm only familiar with it because I think we traded it before. So we're unhappy. We go back to BOXl, Notice it reached at $10.15 there and did well, but then it starts to reverse. And we're jumping back and forth looking. We're just checking to see if there's an opportunity to get in and see if this has what it takes to go up. It doesn't. There's a real low priced penny stock here that moved up from about 20 cents all the way up to 26. And, but doesn't seem to have it. We go back to RELI and it's reclaimed, but up to so far here, what looks like to be a double top there on those two bars. And it still doesn't have the strength. So this is still in doubt. The MACDs are flaming. They're not moving directly up. And this stock is just loading up. It's loading up to go. And I say that only after the fact, because we know it went up to almost $2. But at the time, there's no way to tell. And here, it's what it looks like to be a triple top. And then we decide to jump in quickly because we weren't getting filled on buy bids. So we're just waiting for that there to go above, not to be a triple top, and we jump in. And it's still moving up and down, but we managed to hit the top there and make $20. So that was a good trade. And notice it hit our purple line that we had drawn there at $1.07 as resistance. And I did that in pre-market. I marked it out to make sure that I knew exactly where to get out. And here comes the big red bar again. So we're up, I think, $48 at this point, and we're not going to, or less than that, sorry. We're not going to risk much more. We're going to be careful, but we're going to take a look. And we're still looking at a stock that's priced over $8, then we're only looking to take 10 shares. We're not going to take a whole lot of shares. But we're looking for that one stock to see if that one stock for the day that continues its move up. Little did we know it was RELI. So today was a good day. Because we made money. We came away green, and we managed our risk. We didn't lose more than $24, but we made all of that back. And we kept, by keeping our losses small, we were able to take risks when we saw opportunities and make $24 average on our winning trades. So out of 6 trades, we had 3 losers and 3 winners, but our losers averaged less than $5 per loss, while our winners averaged $24. And so even though we were 50-50% on the winning and losing ratio, the fact that we just made more money on the winning trades gave us a winning day. And that's what we need to concentrate on. Don't concentrate on, I want to be at 80%, 90%, and then I'm sure to win everything. Concentrate on making your winners count. Concentrate on, when you're trading, it's a gamble, right? Because you're gonna, whatever indicators, whatever intuition you have, it's going to be a what if, and you jump in like I did on those $10 losses to see if it's going to yield something, and if it doesn't, you get out. And then you wait for the opportunities like we did on the BOXl and RELI, where we actually saw that the momentum was moving up and going higher, and we jumped in and we took advantage of getting out at the very top. So RELI still continues to move, even though our trend reversal says it's going back down, and it looks like it has life left. The only thing I don't like is the Jurek MACD down at the bottom was pointing downwards. So we still want to look for a few more bucks. We continue to look and hunt. And when you have a variety of stocks moving and not one clear winner that's moving up, one of the things that we tend to do is to hunt from stock to stock. And don't do that. It's bad practice, because you lose the focus of where you were at and what you want to do and your strategy. So don't do this like I was doing. Now, one of the reasons why I was doing it was because I was already up a few bucks, and so I had a little tiny cushion to where I could afford to lose another 10 bucks and I still have a green day. But that's not the case. Whether it's $1, $5, 10, 20, 1,000, it's your money and you have to take care of it. And you can't discard $5 the same way you would discard $1. You have to. All the money is of equal value to you, and you want to keep it. So I usually don't do this, show you guys me moving between one stock and another, but I felt it was important, especially with today's title, which is Roll the Dice, which is what I was doing. And it's not good practice to do so, because you lose really the connection with those charts, with your indicators, moving from one place to another. And one of the reasons that I have the watch list on the right-hand side is that's what I use to take a look. I know most folks have another monitor and they put charts up and they put, 3 or 4 stocks, 8 stocks that they're watching, and they use the charts to watch it. I don't do that. I don't have any other charts with other stocks. I only use the watch list. And that's probably one of the reasons why I move around, because I don't have another monitor with all those charts. And so RIS is a stock we traded in the past, and it looked a little bit enticing here, but discipline was the key word today. I really, really employed discipline. And I felt that discipline was more important than trying to make a few bucks. And if I was going to take another trade, it had to be a smart trade. And of course, here, I've got $1,300 still in settled funds. I could take 4,000 shares, and if there was an opportunity. And I looked at this, and it looked like it had room up to 50 cents, but getting there was going to be the difficult part. So we get out from here and we go back to RELI, and we begin to see that it starts to move. We're going to do it here in a bit. Once this hits that nice red bar and convinces us that this is no place to be. Here we go. So now it's up at 108. It's hit our up 107, 111. So we're quickly jump in, but we're only going to jump in with a couple of hundred shares. I should have taken more. We get another $5. We're happy. Good day. I hope you all had some and had a positive green day. And we still have $1,200 left, I think, to trade. If I wanted to go back in the afternoon, we'll see. But for now, that's all. And enjoy your day and happy trading.